a lot of people are in the same or similar position, needing help and not really knowing where to go. And our hope is that we can provide that guidance and help out.
Today we have Michael Gann, the Executive Director from TAG Northwest, the Technology Alliance Group of Northwest Washington. And welcome, Michael. Thanks for being here.
Yes, thank you, Josh.
With the outbreak in Bellingham, that's changed a lot of the ways that you're operating as an organization, as it has with just about everyone else. Tell us a little bit about what have you kind of heard from other businesses as they are trying to adapt to this new reality where they can't have meetings. We're going more digital, more going online, utilizing technology in a lot of new ways for a lot of businesses. What have been the response from the local community as people rapidly try to adopt ways of meeting virtually and continuing to do business during this challenging time?
Yeah, well, I think you nailed it. It's wildly disruptive, obviously. We have kind of an array of reports from our members being very impacted or to being just slightly impacted. And of course, that's going to change rapidly as this progresses. You're right in that the resources and communication systems that folks are relying upon have been disrupted also. And everyone's really trying to figure out how to get their resources and communications to online means. Including TAG. We've largely done most of our communications in person at our events, and we sort of enjoy that in-person connection. But of course, that is disrupted, and so we're, along with everyone else, going to online formats.
Yeah. And what are some resources that are available for businesses? Are you guys helping people try to facilitate these conversations? And I mean, everything again is developing so rapidly, but for someone that's struggling with this or is kind of new to this or is working from home for the first time, what are some resources that are in place for learning more?
Yeah, excellent. So we just yesterday announced a new program to provide free tech consulting for nonprofits. And we're excited to do so. We have myself as a sort of career IT consultant and several TAG members providing some of their own donated time. And so really that's going to launch now. We have some website resources that we'll be providing on our on the TAG website with some recommendations for folks. How do you do this new world of only online work, as well as some resources that we feel are useful. There's a lot of great free resources out there. We're doing this conversation on Zoom, which is probably going to be the leading resource. Our community has recently moved to Discord, which is a online chat platform similar to Slack or Microsoft Teams. And so if your organization is in a position where those Slack or Teams options aren't really viable, or maybe they cost too much at the time, Discord's a good option too.
And how about like moving forward? Once the quarantine is over and once we are sort of coming out from our homes again and beginning to kind of rebuild and restore our lives as we know them, what do you feel is going to be in store for us as a community in the next couple of years? What does that rebuilding process look like, and where does technology fit into that? What is TAG doing kind of to help facilitate some of those, coming out of this incredibly disruptive period of our time, in our economy?
Really, I think a lot of the resources and the value that we're creating now will really just continue on. For our organization, a lot of the things that we're creating are useful, even in the scenario that we're meeting, in person again and whatnot. I think centralizing a lot of resources and assistance online is going to be helpful for everyone, especially in our community. So we're excited about that. But I do think that things will eventually go back to normal, whatever that is. And but I do think it will be sort of modified from its original normalcy. I think that we'll have a lot of folks more interested and willing to do business online and remotely.
Mm-hmm.
And that really highlights a huge resource we have in Bellingham, which is we have a lot of remote workers that work for organizations outside of our community, and in some ways they are well suited in this scenario because most of their work is online already. So you know, everybody's hunkering down a little bit to streamline things and keep things as simple as possible. I think we'll see some of that simplicity continue on.
For TAG, kind of moving forward with events being canceled and things, what are some of the strategies that you're trying to work on for the year to come to support membership and to kind of continue to bring value to the community and resources to the community during this time?
Yeah. So we continue to have business and students and industry. And so really our goal is to continue to connect those folks, those resources together. Our resources will continue to be online. We have a mentorship program that's launching next month that will be largely or constantly online. The Discord platform that we have now is able to kind of jump into quick phone or I guess audio and video chat conversations and large conference conversations. So I think that it's going to unlock a lot of potential now and probably in the future. The resources that we're creating now, I think will continue. Those formats will continue. We are virtualizing our main event, which is Tag Expo, which is largely recruiting and business to business development awareness. That will be virtualized and will probably happen in May, and we're still working on the details. But yeah, I think some of the businesses are still, they still need to fill positions, and we're hoping that that's more normal the case.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of innovation comes out of this period of time too, with, more people changing drastically the way that they are working in a day-to-day capacity. And does that free up time for them to come up with new things or to use this as an opportunity to pivot a little bit and either help out with the crisis and the emergency like we've seen some local businesses doing, or innovate in totally new ways that we don't even know about. It'll be interesting to see how technology kind of plays into that moving forward.
I think it will play a huge role as people work online and remotely and just connect remotely. Currently, we're all quarantined in our own houses, and so we're not used to that life, and that's gonna bring up a lot. I think you're right. It'll bring up a lot of opportunities to be creative, and also it will also bring up a lot of different scenarios that we hadn't really expected, like what happens when you quarantine a country for 2 weeks, and how does that affect sort of people's work habits and work life, the famed work and personal life ratio and things like that. So I think in some silver linings, I get to spend sort of precious transitional minutes with my family as I go through different projects and whatnot. So yeah, it's definitely been a mixed bag in that sense, but there's some benefits that some people are learning in working remote.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, how can people find out more about TAG and your programs and membership? I know you're encouraging more people to become members of TAG. And as a member of TAG myself, it's been an organization that's added a lot of value to us and what we're doing in the community. And I guess tagnw.org, is that the where to go for more information?
Yeah, tagnw.org is our website. You will find all sorts of information about membership, sponsorship, and our blog, which is newly active with quite a lot of information on what we're doing to address the coronavirus time. One of those is that free consulting for nonprofits that I think I mentioned. The other is really just providing that available to the community, and our response is to help first and figure things out later, really. So I think a lot of people are in the same or similar position, needing help and not really knowing where to go. And our hope is that we can provide that guidance and help out.
Awesome. Well, thank you for everything that you're doing with TAG, and way to keep positive and be a resource for the community during this time. And thanks for your time today with this interview. And we look forward to kind of seeing how we all navigate this, into the future and where we're at, months from now. Yeah, thanks for everything you're doing now.
Thank you, Josh.
Please like our YouTube channel, subscribe to it for the latest videos and updates. And you can always find out more information on BellinghamTonightShow.com.